So hi there, I am Vivechana Sharma. Welcome to Taksha by MeroSiksha. I hope each of you are having a very good time. So here I am with the questions of grammar, and I'll be providing you short tips and tricks on how to deal with the questions that will appear in our examination. So here our grammar question appears in question number 9, and you will be receiving 6 different questions. So you might be asked to supply a question tag, or you might be asked to change the statement into yes no question pattern, or also into negative or indirect passive, and supply the correct verbs. So now let us uh, know how are we supposed to deal with the first question, that is asking us to supply a correct tag. So now here we are asked to supply a correct tag to the statement nobody has the answer. First of all, whenever you are asked to supply a question tag, make sure that number one rule is, if the statement is provided in affirmative form, you are supposed to provide the negative question tag, and if the statement is negative, you are supposed to present affirmative question tag, that is positive question tag. So now here in the statement nobody has the answer, the statement is in affirmative form and affirmative negative form. Affirmative negative because of the presence of the subject nobody. Here we can state that because of the word nobody, the statement is in affirmative negative form. So now whenever you receive subject like this is nobody, like this falls under the category of indefinite pronouns, like nobody, somebody, everyone, everybody. You are supposed to put the pronoun in a question tag, that is they. Make sure that whenever you receive indefinite pronoun as a subject, you are supposed to place a question tag they. And then now after knowing the subject, let us move to the verb. Here we are provided the verb has. Now can anyone say me what would be the correct question tag over here? What is the question asking us? What sorts of question tag we are supposed to include over here? So question tag always seeks for the confirmation. So we are supposed to supply a question tag because the speaker is asking a question seeking for the confirmation, right? So here nobody has the answer. The speaker is trying us to know whether the group of people present over there has the answer or not. So here has is in the present, has signifies that the speaker is talking about in a present tense. So now whenever we are asking question in a present tense, we usually use do or does. So here, as nobody is indefinite pronoun, the correct question tag would be do they. So do nobody has the answer, do they. Now let us move to the another question, that is someone has already disclosed the secret, and we are asked to change this into yes or no question. So whenever you are asked to change into yes no question, you must keep in mind that you must remember a structure, the structure regarding the yes no question. So what so now let us talk about the structure. So the structure for the yes no question simply talks about the structure for the yes no question simply includes the auxiliary verb plus subject plus main verb and the rest of the sentence. So you must be familiar with the structure, and the question here is asking us to change the statement into yes no question. So here someone is the subject, has is the auxiliary verb, disclose is the main verb, and the secret is the object. Now arrange this as per the structure, and the structure is auxiliary verb plus subject plus main verb and the rest of the sentence. So now has someone already disclosed the secret, and then the question mark. So is it clear? Now let us move to the another question, and this question we are asked to change into a negative form. So we are asked to change this statement into negative form, that is, Shyam often buys me gifts on my birthday. So make sure that whenever we are asked to change into negative, we must be very careful about the verbs used in a sentence. Here, let us find out what is the verb of the sentence. Here, the verb in the sentence is buys. So always make sure that there is a relation with the verb, always has a relation with the subject. So now, buy is the verb over here. Now, as buy is the verb over here, now let us form the negation of the word buy, being based on the subject. So here the negative form of the buy would be not buy, or we can say, being based on the subject, we can say does not buy. So now, after brainstorming the negation form of the main verb, now let us remember the structure itself and then create a sentence. So here Shyam is the subject over here, and often is an adverb. Buy, we have already changed this buy into a negative form, that is does not buy me gifts on my birthday. So as per the structure, let us arrange this. So Shyam does not often buy me gifts on my birthdays, right? So now I hope you are getting it. So now let us move to the another question, that is question number D. Now in this section we are supposed to change into indirect speech. We have provided the statement indirect speech. Now we are supposed to change into indirect speech, and the statement says, my father said to me, you promised me to take on a drive. So always remember, whenever you are asked to change into indirect speech, you are asked to report the idea that has been delivered by the speaker. So you are reporting something that has been said to you to somebody else. So here, my father, a father figure, told something to me, that you promised me to take on a drive. Now let us change this said to into a told. Whenever we are changing it into an indirect speech, we are supposed to change, as we are reporting, the said to changes into told. Now let us move to the statement. Now let's concentrate on the statement. So whenever we are concentrating on the statement, what shall we be doing is, we must be looking for the tense. We should be looking for the verb. So here in this statement, promised is the verb, and this is provided to us in past form, right? So whenever we are provided in a past form, we are supposed to change this past tense into a past perfect form. That is, here we are supposed to first of all, we are supposed to recognize the verb, and then after recognizing the verb, you are supposed to change that particular provided verb into the another form of the verb. So as the direct speech is in one part of a tense, and when you are reporting that particular idea, that there will also be change in the tense. So here let us recall what would be the structure of past perfect. Is had plus verb 3. So here, as the structure of past perfect is had plus verb 3, you must be very clear that you are supposed to add had, and then as a verb 3 you can rewrite this promise itself. So now, my father said to me, my father said to me is changed into my father told me. Now you should also be very clear that you should be changing the provided pronouns as well. So now, my father told me that I had promised him to take on a drive. So is it clear? Whenever you are changing direct into indirect, make sure that you understand in which tense the sentence is provided to you. Now let us move to the another question, that is number E. So Here we are provided the statement, and the statement should be changed into passive voice. Now the statement provided to us in a active form. Now while changing active into passive, also make sure that you are much more concentrated on the verb. So here the verb is calling. It is provided to us in a verb 4. It is the provided statement is in verb 4. So now that is, it is in a present continuous tense. So now whenever you are changing the active sentence which is in a present continuous tense, when you change a sentence that is in a present continuous tense into a passive form, you are supposed to always add plus being plus verb 3. So now you are supposed to change this calling into a verb 3, that is called, and before this called you are supposed to add being. So I hate people calling me shy. Now as per the rule, you know that whenever you are changing active into passive, you also switch the position of the subject and the object, right? So now you should be recognizing which one is the subject over here. It will be easier for you, and which one is the object. So I hate people calling me shy. So I hate is the expression that the speaker is expressing. So let us keep I hate as it is. So I hate being called shy by people. So the correct answer would be I hate being called shy by people. Okay. Now the last question, let us deal with the last question, that is look the deer dash jump with the joy. Now we are provided a verb in this bracket. Now we are supposed to choose the correct form of a verb. So here the word look, that is an exclamation mark, is providing us the idea that whenever the speaker is speaking, something was happening. That is, this statement provides that the whenever speaker was speaking, something was happening. That is, the two different ideas were occurring at the same time simultaneously. That is, something was being performed when the speaker was speaking, or whenever speaker was speaking, something was being performed. That is the state of happening or a state of being. So whenever we talk about a state of being or a state of happening, we can assume that we are supposed to use the continuous tense. So the continuous form of jump would be jump plus ing, jumping. So the deer is jumping with joy. So yeah, I hope I made you guys clear. Thank you.